Hey ladies, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the caption, this video is going to be about encapsulation. Um, it's pretty much just a learn by watching type of thing. It's not much different from just regularly applying acrylic. And everybody does it differently. So as I always say, I just like to show you guys how I do things. Hopefully it helps for you guys to figure out how to do it like in your own way, but it's really not nothing to get too worked up about. um, in a nutshell, it's just applying your base acrylic, a very very thin layer, because you have to remember that when you encapsulate, you're still putting more acrylic on top. So it's pretty much just putting your thin layer down, and then as you see right now, I'm placing the things on the nail that I want to encapsulate. And then my final step will be to encapsulate, which is just putting clear acrylic over top to keep those well, in this case I'm doing flowers and gold foil to keep that secured and in there. So a couple things, or a couple tips that I like to start off by saying is, when encapsulating, never put too much acrylic. Like, don't make more work for yourself than what you have to, because you're definitely going to feel it when it comes to the end filing and shaping and everything. It just makes it so much harder when there's so much more acrylic. So if you just work lighter and only use what you need, it'll be so much easier, which you guys will see at the end of this video. I did put in a clip of like me filing and like sealing the cuticles, buffing, just a little end video for you guys to see before showing you guys the final result. And you will see like I barely had to do much filing, and it just makes it so much easier. So another tip that I like to say is, when you guys are encapsulating, make sure that you kind of look at it from different angles, which you would kind of see me do in this video. I don't have to do it as much, because now that I've been doing it for so long, it's so much easier for me to tell if I need more acrylic. But definitely look over each nail, like from different angles, so you can see if there's anything, like any object or whatever that you're encapsulating, like still poking out. If there's any like shine to it, anything that lets you know that it is not fully covered. And I say that because when you go to use your e-file at the end, or your drill, whatever whatever you're gonna call it, it will definitely for sure file right off. And so sometimes that might not be a big deal. In other cases, that could be the difference between a whole flower and half a flower, or a whole piece of foil and no foil. So, and then once it's encapsulated, it's kind of like, yeah, you can go back and add a piece and then encapsulate that piece, but it looks so much different, at least in my opinion, from my experience. So it looks much better if you just encapsulate it all under the same layer and go about it that way. But this definitely, like I said, this is not anything that is like extremely hard to learn. So I know it looks like, wow, how do you do that? But I'm telling you guys, once you get the hang of it, it's the same as just doing a basic full set. So this client actually got a milky white marble, like a milk bath type of set. So her base, like her color is like milky white, marbled. So what I did to do that is, as you see, I placed a white bead, and then I'm going to get a clear bead and go back in and just mix them. That way the nail just kind of has like a milky type of look, and you don't have to do the acrylic that way. You'll see in the video, you don't actually see me pick up the acrylic, but some nails I have already done that, and you can just pick up a little bit of white, a little bit of clear at the same time, and then just put it on the nail mix. So, or you can do it how I did it, one bead of one, another bead of the other, and mix it that way. It's literally just up to you and what you find easier. So that was her base, and then she got flowers and foil, and these turned out so beautiful, you guys. I cannot wait for you to see the final result. I always show my ladies the final results at the end of every video. So this was such a fun set to do. I have done this a few times, but every time it's just so fun because there's not really a wrong way to do it, you guys. Like, it doesn't matter how many times I do it, the sets always come out looking different because you place foil in different places, you place flowers in different places, you use different colors, different types, different patterns. Like, so there's no wrong way for it to turn out. Like, they'll always look different, but they're so beautiful. Like, it's really like a garden, a garden on nails. So as you just seen here, I went ahead and did the base. I was switching it up between nails. Sometimes I would put the flowers first, sometimes I would put the foil first. It just doesn't really matter. It'll all come out looking the same. But I put the foil down, and when I placed the big flowers, I noticed it was a lot easier to keep them in place by putting them on the nail and then getting a little bead of acrylic and kind of like just brushing it over the flower, whether it be on the top, the bottom, the left, the right, over the whole flower. It doesn't really matter. It just helped keep it down. So when I would go and I would do the final encapsulation, it wouldn't slide or move or anything. So once I had everything down, I just went ahead and started the encapsulation. And one thing I do, as you can see I'm doing here, I'm doing like working my way from the free edge of the nail up to the cuticle. And I'm just getting, doing little bead by little bead, only because I feel like that is the best way for me personally to make sure that I'm using enough to build, like a sturdy apex and everything, but not using too much to the point I have big bulky nails, or I'm having to file a lot, like it helps me work at a steadier pace, so I can kind of see, okay, I need a little bit more, okay, make your next bead a little bit smaller. So that's just, my opinion. I have seen some ladies just do one big old bead and drag it down, which works perfectly for some. I have done that sometimes myself also, but with like the sets like these that have a lot of different things that I'm encapsulating, I just like to take my time and, do little by little. And also, there's no specific really way to place these. Like, I have had some people ask, like, do you need to put the foil first, or do you need to put the flowers first? Like, it literally doesn't matter. I just always say, if they do want to color, make sure that you put that down first at least, because once you go to put it over top, with these milk bath sets you can kind of do them differently, but like just in general, once you go to put the color over top, it might like cover up some things, it might hide some things. So you guys will definitely get the hang of it though. And I'm just cleaning up the edges. I always tell you guys to clean around the cuticle and the edges of the nail, because of course it saves so much time at the end when it comes time to file, ladies. I cannot stress that enough. So that's why I always like to add videos of like me filing and stuff at the end, so you can see, oh, like she barely had to do anything. So here once again, this was a time where I had already had the white and the clear mixed, and you literally just make your get your brush, leave it a little wetter than normal, and just mix away, and go ahead and start applying your things, whatever it is you want to encapsulate, which I have seen some crazy things get encapsulated and they look very nice. Like, it's so cool to see what you can do with encapsulation. But here I am just, adding some more acrylic, a little bit more color, making it a little bit more milky. And I was using like flowers, and then I was also using like dried, I guess they're all flowers in the same sense, but I used like different kinds of flowers. And then I just used plain gold foil, and they turned out really good, you guys. I know I keep saying that, but like you'll see at the end, they're just so beautiful and calm, and I might do the set on myself, not gonna lie. So there's really not much to it, you guys. You just put down your base. As you see, I picked up the flower, which with that, I kind of go back and forth. It literally just depends. Sometimes I just literally get my brush wet and I will just dab it on whatever it is I'm trying to pick up, and it'll pick up, very easily. Sometimes you can just put literally a little bead of acrylic to pick it up. And that's what I actually did with this big piece that I am applying right now. And some tips for like bigger pieces. As you can see, like the blue flower that I just laid down, you know, it's flat, it's down easily. But this piece, however, is like very crazy looking, I guess. Don't get discouraged by that, or, you know, panic or anything, because at first it might look like, okay, I'm adding acrylic. It's not really covering how it should be, and that is okay. You just really have to work with it. There was actually a piece on one of the fingers, I'm not really sure which one, but like there was a lot of flour. There was so much encapsulated. Like it was enough, you know, to leave it like that. But there was a little piece that was just sticking out, and I just simply cut it, and it didn't make the nail look any worse. Like it looked just as good. So it's really, you know, up to your own. Like, you as the nail tech will look at your work and you'll see, okay, it'll still look good. Like, you just have to be confident in the decisions you make, because when you're not, it definitely will show. But so with the bigger piece, yeah, I just, you know, applied the acrylic little by little. This is when that really comes in handy, because I was able to work slowly and not make any mistakes, as you know, as far as putting too much or leaving too much of the flower uncovered. So yeah, I will just let you guys kind of watch over. I pretty much explained everything, but I know it's nice to still be able to watch and just learn that way. I know a lot of people are visual learners. I'm a visual learner. It has helped me so much more than just listening. So again, you know, put your base down, put your items down, place them, you know, however. If for some reason they're moving or they're sliding or they won't stay, just get a little piece of acrylic, or bead of acrylic, I'm sorry, I should say, and, you know, just run over it or put it down on like one side of the whatever you're trying to encapsulate, you know, to have it stay, and it most definitely will help. And then, so once you do your base and you put your items in, you just, you know, encapsulate, literally. There's nothing much else to it. Again, make sure you like kind of look at it from different angles to see if there's anything sticking out, if there's any shininess to something, if there's anything that looks like when you file it might come off. If, you know, if it looks different from the rest of the nail, then 9 times out of 10 it's probably not covered as much as it should be. So you know, just add a little more acrylic, whatever you think you might need. And yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies. So I'm just going to let you guys finish watching the video. I pretty much explained as much as I needed to. I may jump back in if I feel like there's anything I forgot. But other than that, you guys just enjoy the video, and I will pick back up when it gets closer to the end. So here I'm finally gotten to the filing. As you guys will see, I barely have to spend more than 30 seconds, if that, on each finger. So I definitely saved myself a lot of work by making sure that I was not putting too much acrylic when encapsulating, like I mentioned. I'm telling you, ladies, it saves so much time. It gets rid of so much work. But yeah, so this is just me filing, looking at it from different angles. You know, I always say that in every video. It's so important to get that crispy shape. So here we are moving over to the e-filing and sealing the cuticles. Same thing, you guys already know the deal. Never go too fast or apply too much pressure, because that could cause tension, and your client will definitely know because it will burn, so then you will know. Yeah, just cleaning it up. As you guys can see, I do have it fast forward, but I still spent no more than 5-6 minutes altogether on this step for both hands. I only included the one hand just because it's not like you guys need to see me do this on two hands. You guys see me do it on two hands in a lot of other videos, so I didn't want to, you know, hold you up or anything. So yep, just e-filing here. Again, guys, you know that this is very important because it helps prevent lifting and helps build like the chances of retention and everything. You want your nails to last as long as possible, so every step counts. So here I'm just buffing the nails. I don't think I've ever mentioned to you guys, but this just helps like get rid of any scratches or anything from like when you e-file. So that way when you apply your top coat, you'll have a smooth, nice surface. Alright, and here is the finished result. So I hope you ladies enjoyed this video. Make sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on my social medias that will be listed below, and feel free to DM me or comment anything you want to see on the channel in the future. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tune into the next video.